This cable, thinner than your finger, carries power, data, and video simultaneously at speeds that didn't exist a decade ago.
Over 4 billion USB-C cables are produced every single year. By 2026, it will be the only charging standard.
Today, Process Pulse Factory takes you inside the facility where the cable powering the world's devices.
May has supervised the production of over 200 million cables across her career. She has never once held a finished cable without checking it first. May sees USB-C cables everywhere now. Every one of them was made by someone like her, on a floor like...
Her son uses 3 USB-C cables simultaneously at his desk every evening. He has never once thought about where they came from.
Shift starts, and somewhere on this floor room, a USB-C cable that will end up powering someone's most important device begins its journey.
A petrochemical facility producing PVC, TPE, and nylon resin pellets, the materials that form USB.
For identification, USB-C specification requires conductor resistance below a defined threshold per meter. That means
Container ships unloading at Guangdong ports, trucks loaded with component shipments heading to Dongguan's manufacturing district, logistics coordination screens showing daily material arrivals.
Copper wire resistance is measured on every incoming reel, because a conductor that meets diameter specification but fails.
The facility's component storage warehouse. Copper wire reels stored on climate-controlled racks. Connector components in sealed, humidity-controlled storage. And here, with a reel of copper wire that began as ore in a Chilean mine, the production of a USB-C cable that will power someone's world begins.
Look at the readings for the gold layer here.
It's consistent with the target thickness, but let's run the calibration again, just to be sure.
Excuse me,
This is the product development area. Access is restricted to authorized personnel only.
This non-disclosure agreement covers 3 key areas: product specifications, customer identities, and our core manufacturing processes.
We utilized a new composite material that significantly reduces signal loss over long distances, which is critical for this application.
The eye diagram shows minimal jitter at 10 gigahertz.
The impedance matching looks good across the board.
The complete internal architecture is visible. Dual shielding protects the ATEN conductors, alongside the drain.
The microfracturing clearly correlates with the spike in the extrusion temperature right here.
Yes, I see that. I'm updating the traceability report now. There's the breakdown. Check the waveform.
Documenting the failure point now. It held for 4.2 seconds. The digital twin allows us to track every critical metric, from extrusion temperature to conductor resistance.
A simplified cross-section shows the key elements of the USB-C cable. We've isolated the ground layer, the dedicated power delivery line.
So the key with USB-C is really the versatility. It's not just about the connector size, it's the underlying technology.
Team, hold the line. The resistance trend on the current extrusion run is slightly above target. We need to investigate the cause immediately.
The data shows a clear trend towards the upper specification limit. We cannot release this lot until we understand why.
The insulation thickness is dropping right here where the temperature spiked.
Yes, the line speed dipped momentarily. We need to stabilize the heat. The coverage angle here is significantly tighter than the last batch.
Yes, that correlates directly with the increased shielding effectiveness we observed.
As the investigation record clearly shows, the root cause was systematic under-temperature soldering across an entire production shift.
Pin 16 shows marginal gold plating. Automated system failed. We need to hold this batch immediately.
The 15% increase is critical. We must maintain specification.
What if we source the M2 grade from the new supplier?
Run the numbers on that immediately.
We have a critical fault on the sorting mechanism, Sector 4.
Acknowledged. I'm initiating the override sequence now.
The XRF confirms it. Gold thickness is below the threshold at 0.5 microns.
That's a definite failure. We need to quarantine this lot immediately.
The USB 4 power requirements
Mean we have to revise the entire test protocol.
and the extended delivery files complicate the ATE calendar.
The thickness is off. I'm adjusting the temperature up 3 degrees.
It's stabilizing now.
The tensile strength on the bio-TPE is impressive.
Yes, and the flexibility matches the petroleum standard.
This looks promising.
By prioritizing safety, we ensure a productive environment for everyone.
This new interface makes the process much.
Hi, Grandpa.
Hello there, look how big you've gotten.
Hey, sweetie. Just checking in. You're doing great work. I'm so proud of you. I swear, it sounded exactly like a cat stuck in the conveyor belt.
No way.
Back in 2008, we rushed the stress test. It seemed minor at the time, but when the components failed, we realized the error of our ways.
See this reading here? If it drops below 50, it means the shielding is compromised.
Okay, I see. So that's why we check the continuity first.
Whoa, look at that. It actually did a figure 8. I have never seen that happen before.
You have seen how it is made. Now tell us, Mai, what surprised you most about what goes into the cable and...
The extended cut, including the USB 4 prototype line and the full failure analysis laboratory, is available exclusively for Process Pulse Factory. Every week for a new facility, a new process, a new world hidden inside the objects you use without thinking.